Hello everyone, it's Leo, and today we're going to talk about episode 12 from Tropical-Rouge Precure, which was delightful. Another very funny, very interesting episodes with some interesting layers there. Girl, lots of things to talk about. So first, we start the episode with Manatsu very excited. The Tropical Club is making headlines, it's famous, people are talking about it, and now Manatsu wants to take the next step and wants to try skating. That is not important at all for the episode. I mean, it kind of is, but that gave us one of the best images of Tropical-Rouge so far with the four girls in skating outfits, very cool outfits. That image reminded me of Skate the Infinity, which is an anime I really liked. And so it got me those flashbacks of this great show. But obviously, again, one more time, Laura is the star of the episode. But I think that we had a little bit of Asuka flavor there, which I really enjoyed as well. And I think that we're on to something in Asuka's relationship with Yuriko and her whole thing and her whole personality. It was really nice seeing it shine and flourish a little bit more so that we can see it even more in the future of Tropical-Rouge. But for now, what's important is the disciplinary committee is going after mermaids in school. That is very interesting because, as we've been saying, mermaids are a big topic in Elda City. They are something big. People talk about mermaids. There are mermaids everywhere. And now there are rumors concerning mermaids. And well, we know that there is an actual mermaid there, but people don't know. And I think that it was interesting because mermaids are part of the culture, are part of the myths of the people from that specific city. So they are always talking about it. And there is a glimpse of truth behind all of those myths. Obviously, as we saw in the episode, people make it even bigger than it is. It is just how reality is. It's just how we as a society deal with things. But we know that in Elda City's case, there is an element of truth behind the mermaid stuff. And one more time, I think Tropical-Rouge did what I've been saying for the past 5-6 videos, I don't know. Again, they're able to showcase a little bit of the characters in every single episode. And this was no different. So when the girl from the disciplinary committee went on to search for things that would lead them to know more about mermaids or to actually find mermaids in school, each of the girls reacted in her own way. Manatsu and Sango, they more or less reacted the same way. Minori was the one that started reading the book that contains all the rules that the school students have to abide to. And this is something that is very Minori, right? And Asuka wasn't there. So when Asuka got there, she reacted in her own way. She is the big sister type and she is not hot-headed at all. But in this case, she started sensing this injustice towards the Tropical Club, so she went on very angrily to go after and to try to understand why this was happening, but with her big attitude. So every time the disciplinary committee went on to search the girls and to search for their belongings, Asuka would always step up. She didn't win the arguments, but she was always there trying to sense if something was wrong and why they were focusing on the Tropical Club so much and not the other groups. But they were actually going after other groups as well, other clubs too. But Asuka was there, defending her club. And sometimes I even forget that she is the club president, right? And she was really acting as one in this episode and I really liked it. But what was the most interesting thing about Asuka was her going after Yuriko, which is the student council president. And she talked to her because she sensed that there was some sort of injustice towards the Tropical Club directly. And she thought that maybe Yuriko had something to do with it because they have a past. We don't know what happened in their past. We still don't know. We are gonna get to that at some point in Tropical-Rouge. That is gonna be part of Asuka's story, but for now we can only guess. Yuriko was very cold towards her. She was very direct and very correct in the things she was saying to Asuka, and she told Asuka basically that she couldn't do anything. The disciplinary committee is doing what they think is best for the school. The student council was not interfering with that, and she was not gonna interfere. And Asuka didn't have much to say on that, but Yuriko did a very interesting observation in which she said, I find it very interesting that you're now doing club activities and giving so much spirit to it. Look, I really thought that their past was related to maybe Yuriko not wanting to dedicate herself enough to the club activities, to the tennis club activities, and Asuka feeling betrayed because of that. But now I think that it's the other way around. I think that Asuka was the one that didn't give all that she could give to the club in the past, and that created a rift between them. They could have been great friends, and they could have been playing tennis together, and something big happened. I think it was probably because of Asuka, and maybe a big misunderstanding happened. We don't know. My theory, okay, this is my theory, this is me, just me saying, I think that we know that Asuka lives with her brother and her father. I think that at that time something must have happened with Asuka's mother. Maybe she was sick, something must have happened to her, and Asuka ended up not giving her full attention to the club. But she didn't feel confident enough, or she didn't feel like she was close enough to Yuriko to share this condition of her mother with her, and so that created a rift between them. Yuriko thought that she was doing it because she didn't want to be part of the club anymore or something like that. She didn't understand that there was something bigger in Asuka's reasoning. That's my theory, okay? Just throwing it right here. Let's get back to the episode. As I said, I think that this episode had lots of gags, lots of funny moments, lots of great Laura moments. Once more, Laura faces, Laura memes, Laura. And every time they went on to confiscate something, Laura, the way she hid or the way she did things, oh my god, it was so cool. And the way she hid behind the board, girl. But obviously the big thing happened when when the aquapot was confiscated, and Laura didn't have anywhere to hide anymore. But before that, we even had the girl seeing Laura, because Laura can't keep her mouth shut, and obviously no one believed her. And then we have Elda attacking. Elda is so adorable. I'm so curious about the villains in Tropical-Rouge. We know that there is a lot to happen concerning the villains, but I am loving them so much. Elda in this episode was such a delight. You know, the way she was playing around. She's a child, she was playing, she was happy, she was having her own fun, she was having her moments there. But what really mattered was that she created a Zenzen Yaraneda. The girls had to go, but they didn't have the aquapot so that they could get the motivation back. So they couldn't fight the monster. They could fight, but they couldn't defeat it, because they were very clear by saying that they couldn't do it because then the motivation would not come back. So this is a downside of their fighting style. They need to get the motivation back in the aquapot. I thought that the aquapot might have been the transformation item for the fifth cure. We already know that it isn't. Spoilers. I'm gonna leave in the description box the video for the fifth cure. We already know who she is. So if you want to take a look at it, I'm not going to talk about it here. But I thought that in the past, I thought that the aquapot could have been the transformation item. We already know that it can't. I mean, the motivation has to go back somehow. And so the aquapot is the only way they can do it. The fighting scene was the downside of the episode because, like, okay, they couldn't beat the monster, but they could have done something. They could have at least tried. The fighting scene started very nicely with Kuro-sama running around the monster and everything. But I mean, girls, come on, where's the strategy? They are always creating different strategies, and now in this episode there was no strategy at all for them to wait for Laura to come back. And, well, I think that Laura's battle was way more interesting. I mean, come on. Laura going there, using the skateboard, girl! It was so amazing. When she got there, she got the uniform, Kururun playing around. Kururun is so adorable. I just can't. I live for Kururun. Kururun is my savior. And so Laura, you know, she dressed up and she played around. She, you know, she really gave a performance. That moment, I don't even have words. I don't even have words. It was really, really good. And one interesting thing about this is that when they were talking about mermaids being rumors and how rumors get bigger and bigger, Minori said that Minori had a very good line at that point. Like, it was very short, but very good. She said that it was akin to mermaid stories because she knows a lot of mermaid stories. She knows how the mermaid stories go. So now she knows a real mermaid and she knows that they're not as big, as grand as in the stories. So she knows how those stories work. That was very nice. It was a very nice touch. But that Laura scene, girl, and interesting, like, I think that, not, I don't think, I am sure that this girl that was looking for a mermaid and looking for Laura, she is now being seen as a freak because she is seeing lots of mermaids around, but she is actually seeing something real. But before we talk about that, we had Laura coming back to the fighting scene and, you know, they got the motivation back. Again, kind of weird because they got the motivation very easily. Sometimes they have to stop the monster or do something to the Yaraneda. No, in this episode, Laura just got there. But when she got there, girl, as I said, I can't. I have no words. I have no words. I don't even know what to say. It was really great. And then they used mixed tropical. Everything was fine. Elda went back. Elda, I love you. And so we have the last scene of the episode, which was pretty interesting too. As I was saying, this girl now must be seen as the others as the crazy one because she's seeing things that are not real. They are real, but we know how the others are seeing. The others are, they must be like, she's going insane. She's overworking herself with the disciplinary committee stuff. She's going crazy. And the last scene with Kururun in the skateboard, just to add to her craziness a little bit. I just can't. And Laura getting out of the pod and, you know, with the costumes and saying, now I can get to school and people won't think I'm strange. Sorry, girl, you can't. And again, at the end of the episode, we have that great moment with Asuka really defending the club and Minori also stepping up and finding one of the rules that could make them keep the aquapot. You know, that was very interesting. And Asuka and Minori, they really shined in this episode. I thought that they had great moments, both of them, more than Manatsu and Sango. Like Manatsu and Sango were the more common ones, I think, and Minori and Asuka were really able to think outside the box. Even though, as I said, I think that both Manatsu and Sango, they also had great moments. It's a great season in terms of characters. They're all very important, they're all relevant, and they're all endearing. I love all of them. I don't even know, like, all of them, they all have my heart. They all have my heart. Tropical-Rouge has my heart. It's being great. And it just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. And what about you? What did you think about episode 12 from Tropical-Rouge? I'm very excited for the next episode. I think it's going to be very fun. We're going to see more about Laura in Grand Ocean. Did she sing for Grand Ocean people? I don't know. Anyways, that was my take on episode 12. Please leave a comment. Let's keep talking in the comment box below. And I just want to take this little time to thank the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you are a member, I really, really appreciate your support. I really appreciate that you believe in Magical Cinnamon. And if you watch up to now, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.